can commence the meeting. And Donella, if someone has to leave, so Vicky's giving us the thumbs up. So if somebody does have to leave, we can just have a presentation after we get through the one item considering smoking ban. So Chairman, if you'll unmute yourself, the show is yours. Justin, would you be able to, I don't know if it's possible for our IT to, oh, there we go, which is good.
Going back and forth from an iPad where you have your finger moving things versus the little arrow, I forget which device I'm on. So I would like to call the meeting to order. I am in Salida, Colorado, and we will go ahead and get started. First on the agenda, we need to approve the minutes from August 1st.
I approve.
So Angela with the motion for approval.
Second.
And both of our other members second. So take your pick, Hannah. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Chairman, your motion passed.
Okay, let's move down to the smoking ban. In your packet that you received, process to implement smoking ban. You can read pretty self-explanatory. Healthy Nat Coalition brought this to the city, and there's kind of a plan that they've laid out, and we need to just to see if we're on board with it.
Perfectly explained, Chairman. So a little bit on the background for those that are new or weren't on the board at the time. Several years ago, the Baseball Association approached the city and wanted to have the baseball complex designated as no smoking. And it was a perfect first step. We put that into place. We signed all of the entrance and exit points, and baseball reported no problems and very, very little negative feedback. And then last year, we were approached by Healthy Nacogdoches Coalition to take a second step, and that was designating youth softball and youth soccer as smoke-free facilities. And visiting with both of which ultimately was approved by this board and signed by the city manager, Jim Jeffers, at the time. And then they approached us again and said, we'd like to take sort of the third step, and in their opinion, the final step in terms of our park system, and that is to designate all playgrounds and pavilions as smoke-free. And what we have to do is come up with, and that's what's in the map, is a 20-foot border. So there's no smoking within 20 feet of playgrounds and pavilions if this is approved. We have lots of parks and lots and lots and lots of maps. And so from just a data standpoint, we chose just to give you Moroni as an example so that you can then, in your own mind, figure out what that looks like at the rest of the parks. So Chairman, if this is something that is ultimately approved, then I would take your motion along with Healthy Nacogdoches Coalition's proposal to the city manager. And if city manager approves, then we would go down the road of starting to sign each of those facilities. That's a lot of signs if you consider we have more than 12 parks. So we would want to start with our most popular, the ones that it would affect the most, Pecan Park, Moroni Park. And you can see we're going to need about 100 signs. So that's, a couple of $1,000 in just signs. So Chairman, I'm happy to answer any questions you or the board may have.
I say go. Any discussion from the members?
I make a motion that we approve the process to implement a smoking ban in all the parks.
Discussion?
Just to clarify, that will include e-cigarettes and those types of forms, Brian?
Actually, that's a great question. It doesn't clarify. What we had done with our previous one was just cigarettes and cigars, but we did not clarify e-cigarettes. and I hate to put you on the spot there, Councilman Bolden, but do you know offhand if our ordinance includes e-cigarettes? Does that sound correct to you?
Yes. I haven't seen anywhere that it includes e-cigarettes.
Okay. I
But
wasn't
I
sure.
would like to see that as part of this discussion. And because I just had one question.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned 20 feet distance pavilion and play area.
Yes, sir.
Does that mean you're going to designate a spot for smokers?
By default, we do, but not designating a smoking spot. So our ordinance doesn't allow us, the city manager, that is, to designate smoking areas. It allows the city manager to designate non-smoking areas. And what we discovered in the terms of both baseball and soccer and softball, all three of them rather, is by saying the parking lot, signing everything outside the parking lot as no smoking, people move to the parking lot. So by designating the non-smoking, we by default designate a smoking area. Does that answer your question, Councilman?
Yes. So we're just saying distance from certain parts of the park.
Yes, sir. So there are folks like Healthy Nacogdoches Coalition that, although they don't support smoking, they also don't want to infringe on the rights of others who do smoke. And so taking the approach of all park spaces smoke-free, designating the play areas and the gathering areas of families as smoke-free.
Yeah. And I understand what you just said, but I also, when you say protect people's right, but we also have an obligation to protect people's health.
Yes, sir. I was relaying Healthy Nacogdoches Coalition's proposal.
Okay.
That wasn't a staff recommendation. That was just the proposal that was brought to us.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And the only reason I brought that up is, I mean, obviously the clearest correlation to those alternatives are with younger people. So that's why.
I think that is something that could very easily be included in that smoking ban. It's something that the city manager signs. And so if you make the recommendation that it includes e-cigarettes, then that's what I would carry forward to the city manager as your recommendation.
If I may, so add a friendly amendment.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Second, third, fourth.
Is there a motion?
So Chairman, you have a motion and lots of seconds and thirds. I don't know if you have any other comments from board members. I kind of jumped in there and was quizzing Councilman Bolden unintentionally. I just saw his face and thought, ooh, he might know the answer to this question.
Fine. So motion is second. Motion moves. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Motion passes
That's a unanimous vote.
with the friendly amendment.
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
All right, we'll move on back to in the agenda items area. And if anyone needs to go at this time.
All right, Vicki, that's you.
Okay, so we at the Recreation Center, we actually opened this week. So this is just a little snippet into what we're doing for our phase one, if you want to call it that, our reopening. We have limited hours, limited classes, limited class sizes, and we put on there what our schedule looks like for this week and next week, and we're just kind of taking it week by week. See part of what the governor suggests we do, as well as what we feel comfortable allowing in our gym and in our facility. We're cleaning, wearing masks. We haven't added in gymnastics yet, just because the surface of that equipment is a little bit harder to clean. But you can kind of see on the packet that was sent out what we've started doing, and we're excited because we're going to keep moving and keep adding back in things as we're allowed to and as we feel comfortable and as our guests feel comfortable. So hopefully as we continue, we'll be able to start summer camps beginning of July with limited numbers. Unfortunately, our space is small, so we can't have our normal 24, but we do want to be able to offer something. We'll be able to start up with Liberty Hall, also the Park Pavilion rentals, getting back to that. So anyways, yeah, we have a lot of exciting things starting back up, and we're ready for it.
Yay.
Okay,
Is this
moving
all-
on. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, let's move on the next item on the agenda, receive report on recreation activities.
So this one's not going to be the as fun report. Normally I'm super excited because we've done a lot of great things. Unfortunately, obviously many people know we closed down mid-March, which means that we lost a lot of revenue between having to refund sports, refund classes that we had and everything. Also, a good news was we were able to do spring break camp, and we had a total of 13 children registered for that. And right after that is when we ended up shutting down. And so we were unable to have corporate challenge. Really sad. And we put the picture up there of the trophies that we actually already bought them. So Diamond Trophy was really awesome working with us. And we have crossed out 2020, and hopefully we'll be able to use these next year because we put 2021 on them. But they're really cute trophies, and we're really excited about them. But Corporate Challenge is one of those that brings in about $10,000 of revenue. Our classes and everything, those bring in quite a bit of money. In total, between not having actual classes, no sports, none of that, we've lost pretty close to $50,000. So then when you look at the year to date, we are significantly down in comparison to past years, but I think we'll still be able to recoup some of it. But unfortunately it is what it is, and I can't change it. And so anyway, you can kind of see what's on there, and I'd love to answer any questions if you guys have them.
I think it's just a sign of the time everyone's getting hit some way financially. And so,
Yes.
And to point out on there, Vicki said that we've lost approximately 50,000, but that there's also a number on there that we have not expended $25,500 that we normally would have. So we haven't actually lost a total of $50,000. It's closer to 25.
I want to say thank you to the staff for getting things back open this quickly. I know I have a friend in another city that they don't have anything open yet. And so I was pleased to see those classes start opening up and all that, and y'all doing it very logically and in a good way. I think that's still paying attention to being safe, but opening that up for the community.
Thank you.
you're welcome. Do we need to have this approved or?
No, ma'am, this is just a report.
Okay. Well, moving on, receive report on parks activities.
All right, hello everyone. Playing musical chairs here. All right, so parks activities. Luckily, we've been able to stay busy, our parks department, over the last few months because grass doesn't stop growing, storms don't stop happening, and so there's plenty to do. As you can see, we opened up our park restrooms as of this week, so that's great. We never closed our parks, that's not really possible, but we did close the restrooms and take out the portable toilets just to discourage people gathering there. So those are back open now. If you've gone downtown, you'll notice that the hanging baskets had been taken down. These are the large hanging baskets from all the light poles. And our city gardener replaced all of the plants with summer hardy plants, and they're being put back up this week. So, nice beautification project that was a coordination between our department, Parks, Development Office with Anna Middlebrook, and Main Street. One of our previous meetings, the Maroney Park little play area was a topic of conversation. Unfortunately, the backhoe toy that we had installed was first broken, fixed, broken again, and then stolen. So that is really unfortunate, but it is the way of public parks. Then one exciting update we have the Pollinator Conservation Program. This is a partnership with the National Wildlife Federation, and they are working with us, and we have a ton of help from SRA Gardens. Dawn Stover, you all know her, she's fabulous. She's helping us as well. This city, along with Lufkin, signed a Mayor's Monarch Pledge, and this is part of fulfilling that pledge. The group will help us install or enhance existing native pollinator gardens in both Nacogdoches and Lufkin. So we'll all work together on choosing where and what plants, and it's really exciting, and we're so glad that they reached out to us. And so one of the possible locations is Splashadochis, and it'll be great to see those go in. So
Are we there?
Hello?
Yeah, Hannah, your video and audio just cut out there.
It's a because of social distancing rules.
There we go.
And so we are planning to open the summer, but we do not have a date yet. But we're still moving forward with projects. It's never done. Yeah.
Hannah, you cut out there for a little bit, and so all we heard was plan on opening back up, but don't have a date. So I don't think they know where you were talking about. Your audio cut out.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about Splashadochis. The governor has not said that we can open those back up yet, so we had been waiting on guidance from the state. So we are still planning to open in 2020, but we still don't have a date for that. As soon as we know, we're gonna push that out like crazy, and it'll be a big celebration. The grand opening party was, I believe, the 16th of May, and obviously that didn't happen, which is disappointing. But in the meantime, we are moving forward with different projects. The sail shade, which will go over the toddler area, is going to be installed soon. Public Works, as you can see in the photo there, they paved a trail from the parking lot down to the footbridge, so that people coming from the parking lot, they can take their wagons, their strollers easy, and not have to go over rough terrain for that. So thank you to Public Works. And then department, they seeded the retaining wall, and along the new trail where the ground is disturbed there, and they installed erosion mats to help with all of our spring storms, make sure that we don't get a bunch of runoff onto the splash pad. So all very exciting there. Can you take down a little bit? All right, and then they've been busy, as I said, over the spring and summer. Parks Department planted grass at the dog park. If y'all have been there, you know it's so well loved that the dogs will take all the grass away just from running and playing. So they planted some seed there to help with that. And same thing in front of the recreation center, in front of the playground there, because again, it's well loved, well used. With the spring storms that we've had, lots of trees down. One of them fell onto Liberty Hall, which has been closed because of coronavirus, and we are still waiting on getting the roof repaired because it fell right on the roof, and so we're working on that. And there was more storm and damage at youth soccer and softball, among other places. They worked downtown. We love our downtown to spray the sidewalks, street curbs, the pathways at historic sites like Stern Hoya and Durst Taylor, and then at the ballpark to mitigate grass growth there. Let's see. At Westlake Nacogdoches, they removed old playground equipment, and they're going to put some of the equipment that was taken from Pecan Park and install it there. So we are not, we're reusing that, which is great. And finally, this was a request for our budget this year from Mark Sowell. He is involved with the Nacogdoches Crushers disc golf people, and we have installed new baskets.
Hey, Hannah, I'm gonna, Donnella, can you hear me?
There.
I can hear you, but she's,
Hannah, your volume keeps cutting in and out, so I'll cover that last. That it was a budgeted item. Hannah, can you hear me? Hannah, I'm gonna jump in here because your volume keeps cutting in and out. So
She
one of
must
the
have
items that City Council.
That is improv. Anything like
Hold on just a second, Donnella. Let me see. Attention.
there we go.
Hannah.
Yes.
So let me go back. Your volume keeps cutting in and out, and we lose about
Shoot.
what you're saying. Go back up, and I'm just going to go back to the disc golf baskets was the last part you'd started, and then we lost you from there. And our disc golf baskets is something
Okay.
that had been requested in last year's budget. The council approved it, and we were able to acquire 21 new disc golf baskets for the Pioneer course. So the baskets that are still serviceable that are at the Pioneer course are going to be removed and taken out to Lake Nacogdoches for a new course. And this is all at the request of Crushers, our local disc golf club. And they're the ones that also host at least 2 tournaments a year and have really put Nacogdoches on the map in terms of disc golf. So if y'all run into Dr. Sal, this is a product of his hard work. And Vic, Hannah, I don't know if you had anything else to say beyond that Crushers part.
No, I just started mentioning our progress on the master plan list, and the disc golf was the update there.
So the latest update that y'all have seen, you've received emails about it, but the Texas Parks and Wildlife funded trail grant on Lenana North that's going to take a improved trail from Austin Street basically to Maroney, and then we'll include a parking lot at Maroney. Was full steam ahead, and then we had several weeks worth of lots of rain, and then we had a sewer line issue. Don't worry, there was not a sewer leak into the creek, but reinforcement that needed to be done so that we didn't end up with a sewer leak. And since Drury Construction was there on site, it was more efficient, economical to go ahead and hire them. And so Steve Bartlett in the engineering office kind of put a hold on the trail part so we could fix the sewer part. And then we're hoping to have them back on the trail within another week or two. And then that project should wrap up quickly. And then an extension going from Maroney up north to, what's the name of the trail, Hannah? I just forgot the.
For which,
What's the name of the trail going north? It's the Loop.
For Lenana Creek Trail?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, for the
Francis
Schaffner Loop.
That's right. So the Francis Schaffner Loop, which is being funded by the Trails Group, will then start immediately after the Texas Parks and Wildlife section is done. So, Chairman, we've been moving ahead, even though our doors have been closed to the public. We've not been idle.
some impressive things have been going on. So kudos to you.
That includes the staff reports,
Okay.
which is the rest of our agenda.
Is it moving up so we can see it?
Yeah, so the last item on the agenda is to adjourn.
Oh, meeting adjourned?
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all for attending.
Thank you,
You guys all
everyone.
take care.
Brian, I had one quick question on the new restrooms that we're going to have. Where are we on those?
We had to put that on hold because of coronavirus, and we haven't moved forward. They've basically been stopped.
Okay.
They will commence again, but we haven't had any progress on them in the last 3 months.
Okay. Excellent.
Yes,
Thank you.
all righty. Have a good evening.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.